Today I'm celebrating World Meteorological Day. Kind of strange in a way, and yet it's something that I feel very passionate about because it seems that human beings are meddling way beyond what we can understand or appreciate as we try to affect the weather to suit our needs. It's really fascinating to me that the current obsession with climate change seems to, by its very nature, insinuate that the climate has not always been changing, because indeed it has. It's, of course, the only constant in life. Change is the only constant in life. And as we look back through human history, we can see that we have been through hot periods and cold periods, and it is constantly changing. And it's funny because if we look back through time, we can see these mini ice ages and warm periods that predated the possibility that humans were affecting climate. And yet we don't seem to think that, there were periods of time where England was part of the European landmass. There was a land bridge, Doggerland, between England and France and the north of Europe, which completely disappeared. That wasn't the fault of an industrial revolution. That happened thousands of years before we started up our first engines. And yet today, we are now spraying heavy metals in the sky. People made fun of the chemtrail supporters for years, and now there is absolutely no denying it's an open, it's talked about openly that people have been trying to affect the weather through spraying things in the sky. They've been tested on the ground, and we can see the presence of these metals where they weren't and where they now are. It's indisputable. And the idea of us being able to affect our weather, not just through spraying and cloud seeding, but also through emitting rays into the sky to try and control the weather, these really powerful electromagnetic frequencies that we have no idea of what the effect is going to be. And let's look at our short 200 or 300 years history of industrial society. How well have we been getting on so far in terms of being able to initiate something without causing all sorts of unforeseen consequences? And it's such an irony that, for me, one of the best things that came out of the global lockdowns that happened, that first one in particular, when all the planes were grounded, apart from the billionaires of course, was that the weather was suddenly fantastic. It was like the climate breathed a sigh of relief to suddenly have everything go calm and still, and without things being sprayed in the sky. The sun came out, the skies were blue, there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and we enjoyed this period of 6 weeks of absolutely beautiful weather. So today, on World Meteorological Day, I want to use this opportunity to say, what are we doing? What are we doing to think that we can control the weather? Now, interestingly, there are tribal peoples around this planet who have also meddled with the weather in times of extreme urgency. And I'm lucky enough to know a man who participated in a ceremony with the Native American people in the United States when, after a period of severe drought, a medicine man performed the rain dance. And at a particular climatic moment, clapped his hands, and the sky began to rain. And if it wasn't for my absolute trust in the testimony of the person that I'm talking about, if I really didn't believe or trust the validity of what he witnessed, then I wouldn't bother share this story now. And he shrugged his shoulders in a sense of, well, what can you make of that? I was there, I saw it. So I understand maybe to some degree the hubris of people today who are participating in these schemes for controlling our weather, and I'm sure that some of them are motivated in, you know, they think they're doing the right thing, but goodness gracious, do we not meddle? Do we not meddle before we even know? It's like it's the classic story of the monkey with the wrench. I wouldn't let a monkey with a wrench loose on my car, that's for sure. Not that I have one. So today I'm celebrating World Meteorological Day.